What's up, Crypto Gang? Welcome to this episode of GH Crypto Guy on YouTube. In this video, we are going to be talking about privacy. So 2020 and the years before 2020 have been heavy on privacy. From Facebook to TikTok and other social media platforms, everybody is talking about privacy. So everybody is taking their privacy very seriously. But the question here is, are people taking their privacy very seriously when it comes to their finances? So a lot of people are using cryptocurrency and Bitcoin now. Now, a question I have for everyone watching this video: are your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrency transactions fully private or fully anonymous? Well, I'm going to talk about that in this debate. Before we get to that though, I need you to take a quick quiz. So ask yourself, are Bitcoin transactions fully private or not? If you think they are fully private, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you think they are not fully private, leave a comment in the comment section below. Those of you who think they are private should say Bitcoin is private, and those of you who think it's not private should say Bitcoin is not private. And you find out the answer right when we start this video. But before we start this video, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video. Today's sponsor is bitcoinmix.org. Bitcoinmix.org is a Bitcoin mixing service, and I'll explain how Bitcoin mixing works and how to use bitcoinmix.org. Let's get right into the video. Welcome to the video once again. As I said earlier, are Bitcoin transactions private or not? The answer is not on the left, it's not on the right, it's right in the middle, in the sense that Bitcoin transactions are private to an extent. They are not fully private, they are not fully anonymous. So the question is, how do Bitcoin transactions work? Bitcoin transactions work in a very simple manner. The person who is sending the transaction will need to get a receiving address from the person receiving the Bitcoin. The person then sends the money to the address, and the person receiving the Bitcoin receives the Bitcoin. So the question here is, how is this not anonymous, since no other information aside the Bitcoin address is shared? Well, it is not a problem if we are all just sending Bitcoin just using our wallets. But here's the situation where we use exchanges, wallets, and other platforms that require us to add our real world identities to the current Bitcoin services that they offer. So for example, when you are signing up to an exchange, you are asked to enter your email and your full name. When you are verifying on an exchange, you are also asked to bring an ID card that is connected to your real world identity. What that means is that people can then trace your real world identity to the Bitcoin transactions or Bitcoin wallets that you own. So when you send a transaction from an exchange to a particular Bitcoin address, people can then trace the transaction from your Bitcoin address on the particular exchange to that Bitcoin address in the wallet. If you continue to send money to that wallet all the time, people can then assume that that is your hardware wallet or your cold storage wallet where you keep your funds. Now, the question someone will ask is, do I need to hide anything if I have nothing to hide? No, it's not about hiding something because you are doing something untoward or something that you should not be doing. But the whole point is, it is better you have your privacy every time you are sending money or spending money on the internet. For instance, someone might want to spend their money on adult sites, and that is their decision. Or someone might frown on people using adult sites. That individual might think that adult sites are good and are beneficial to him. Here's the situation where he or she might not want people to find out what he or she is spending his or her money on. So the best way for this person to ensure that they enjoy full financial privacy is to make sure that all their transactions are private. It even goes beyond what we use our money for personally. Even donating to specific causes like BLM and other causes that might be controversial. People might not want people to know that they are donating to particular people or they are donating to particular causes. So the question here is, who is watching? Is there anyone watching at all? Before recently, it was very difficult for people to check transactions on the blockchain because the ecosystem did not exist and the infrastructure was not there. But here's the situation where in 2020 there are platforms and companies that we call blockchain analysis or blockchain tracking companies. A big example of that is Chainalysis, one of the biggest blockchain analysis companies in the world, working with firms and law enforcement to ensure that all transactions on the blockchain is being spied on and is being tracked and is being connected to real world identities. So the question now is, what do I do to ensure privacy? It's very simple. You can use a Bitcoin mixer. What is a Bitcoin mixer? A Bitcoin mixer or tumbling service is a particular platform that ensures that all transactions you send on the Bitcoin network are absolutely private and anonymous. What they do is they take your transaction, they take your Bitcoin, and they mix your transaction and your Bitcoin with other numerous transactions. So they take the Bitcoin and send it around so many times that when someone attempts to trace the Bitcoin from the receiving address to the sending wallet, it is almost impossible or cannot be done at all. So these Bitcoin mixing services come in different flavors and are of different kind. But then it's very important for you to understand that when you're selecting a Bitcoin mixer service, you should select the best Bitcoin mixer that actually puts your privacy first, because you do not want the Bitcoin mixing service that is supposed to protect your privacy being the same one leaking your privacy out. And that's where bitcoinmix.org comes in. So what is Bitcoin Mix? Bitcoin Mix is one of the most popular Bitcoin mixer platforms. It does not just allow you to mix Bitcoin, but it allows you to mix Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, some of the top currencies in the world. How does Bitcoin Mix work? It's very simple. For you to get started on Bitcoin Mix, you have to visit the Bitcoin Mix website, bitcoinmix.org, then select the currency you would want to mix, so Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin. Then select the currency you want to mix, whether Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin. After that, you can then select or enter the recipient's address. After entering the recipient's address, you also select the time of delay. After doing this, you click next and go on to enter the amount of Bitcoin you want to send. Remember that the minimum for Bitcoin transactions is 0.02 Bitcoin for every transaction that you are sending on bitcoinmix.org. After that, you then copy the address that is provided to you and you send the Bitcoin to that particular address. At this point, you can be rest assured that the transaction you're about to send is absolutely private and anonymous, since Bitcoin Mix will take the Bitcoin, mix it up with several other Bitcoins in several transactions, and send the Bitcoin to the destination that you want it to go. So beyond just mixing these coins, bitcoinmix.org is very, very committed to ensuring that your privacy is fully secured. So Bitcoin Mix does not keep any logs of people that come onto the site. It does not store IP addresses. And even in the situation where you have an issue and you contact support, Bitcoin Mix ensures that it deletes all the data based on people that have contacted support in order to ensure that nobody's data is being leaked and people using the platform are not being doxxed or are not stored on the platform for future use by any authority or organization. So if you are looking for a platform to ensure that all your Bitcoin transactions are private and anonymous, you should use bitcoinmix.org. Now, it's very important for you to understand that where the world is going right now, we all need to understand that our privacy is very important. Someone knowing where your Bitcoin wallet is or what kind of Bitcoin wallet you use is one person getting closer to being able to hack your wallet or being able to know everything about your funds. It's very important for us to understand that with where the world is going and how privacy has become very important in this digital age, we need to take our privacy seriously. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to leave a subscribe and a like on this particular video. Also check out bitcoinmix.org for sponsoring this video. We love them so much for sponsoring the video and we think you should check them out too. They are allowing us to bring you a lot of educational and beneficial content on this channel. Thank you once again. Remember to subscribe.